Hello, Facebook Live for Tuesday, April 18th, 2017. Steve Sipress here. Today is going to be a relatively quick and simple one. I'm going to show you a breakthrough in how to get your ideal prospects' attention. Here's the deal. The number one thing you got to have in all your messaging, especially to get people's attention, which is the first thing you need to do, is to have an effective headline. That's a headline to lead off everything you do. Whether it's sending an email, it's called the subject line, or a postcard, or making a phone call, it's your opening line, or commonly known as an opening line or an elevator pitch. If you're in person at a networking meeting, if you're sending a letter, you put the headline on the top. If you're putting an ad, get your name and your company logo off of the top of your ad. Nobody gives a crap about that until they know how you can help them. Put an effective headline on top of the ad, because here's the deal. People will not watch your video or read your email or even open it or read your postcard or open your letter or watch your video, do any of that stuff, unless you first get their attention and make them want more. So how did this come up? Hey, Jeff, great seeing you. This came up because I have a client who is extremely effective at what he does, and he gets great results for people, and he is hosting a webinar, and he's having an issue getting people to show up. So he posted into a group where my clients are, and it, posted about the results that he gets, which are phenomenal. It was like, who would show up at my webinar? And half the people at least were like, yeah, I wouldn't, hoo-ha, and like, no big deal, and I wonder about this and that. And by his responses, he seemed to be totally shocked and amazed, like how could, even angry. How could not want that? Okay, the hell with you then. Like, what's the matter with you? And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. All this anger, all this frustration, I know where that comes from because I've been there. It comes from, you're kidding me. I have something unbelievably awesome to deliver and people just don't get it. What's going on? So I wondered if he is following the very first rule of marketing, which is you got to spend, probably, depending on who you follow, what guru, and I'm talking about not, some guy that sends out a lot of emails or has a website or something. I'm talking about over 100 years ago, real gurus, real leaders in direct response marketing, effective messaging. And they all will say you got to spend at least 70, 80, 90% of the time you put together your message is spent on the headline. And so when I see a headline like that, I wondered, I say, how many did he think of? How many did he write out? How many did he try? How many did he come up with? And if you're going to post into a group like that, where you have, hopefully you do, everyone has multiple groups of peers and board of directors and mentors and coaches and groups that you can post this stuff in. Post like 3 or 4 and say which one you like best. Don't just post one and go like, then get angry when people don't respond. So here is a shortcut to coming up with effective headlines. It's called a swipe file. A swipe file. That means that anytime you get a good email, you save it into a folder called your swipe folder. If you see an excellent subject line, just makes you want to click on that email. And then if you see, and you put it into a swipe folder called subject lines, email subject lines. If you get a postcard that has a great headline, just makes you want to read that postcard, because the alternative is you go, yeah, whatever, you throw it out. That's based on the headline. So you look at that headline, you say, this is a great one, you put it in a swipe folder. Okay, so anytime you get a letter, anytime you meet someone in person, they say something great at a networking event, say, man, can you repeat that? You write it down. You go, I got to say that, okay? And what you do is, the first thing you do is you translate any of these headlines. I'm talking about headlines now because you want to make swipe files up for everything. Bullet points, calls to action, guarantees, opening lines, PS, everything you're doing in your marketing and your messaging. But let's just stick on headlines. When you get a headline that works, the first thing you do is you deconstruct it. You turn it into a template. You say, I got it. That headline is, so let's take the one I put on here. It's a breakthrough in how to get your ideal prospects' attention. And I just got to pop up on my thing. Ooh, I got an appointment. Coming up. Okay, so a breakthrough on how to get your ideal prospect's attention. So to templatize that, you would just say a breakthrough on how to get blank. And that would be whatever you're looking to do. So my headline to get people to pay attention to this video, hey Owen, great seeing you, man, is to put a great headline out there that promises a breakthrough on how to get your ideal prospect's attention, which is what this headline is, so what this video is. So I'm going to share the breakthrough and how to do it quickly and easily. at least quicker and easier than, you know, becoming a copywriter and taking copywriting courses and being an apprentice to a master copywriter for 3 years and then writing your own stuff for 5 years till you finally get really good. Again, it's called the swipe file. And here's a shortcut to putting together your own swipe file that could take you months and years, and it's something actually you should never stop doing, so you get swipe files forever. Here's a shortcut. Find someone who has put stuff together into a swipe file, and I'm going to recommend right here, my friend Matt Bacak did this, with a book that he calls, I'm always confused what side thing, so here we go. He calls it, and there's his name, Matt Bacak, he calls it the Marketing Sidekick. And he says this is a collection of all kinds of words and phrases. So I have books like Words That Sell, More Words That Sell, all kinds of other stuff, a list of the 100 greatest headlines ever, and all kinds of swipe files. And I'm sure, hey, Faith and Owen, Jeff, I know you guys too, of course. But this is a great one, folks. Okay, so my copy happens to be personally signed by the author, which is pretty cool. Yours might not be. However, that doesn't change the content that you're going to get in here. So chapter 7 is where I went, which is, what do you know, all about headlines. And Matt will tell you right there that if your headline sucks, you're done. As you may already know, the purpose of a headline is to get the prospect's undivided attention, blah, blah, blah. I won't read the whole thing. Get your own copy. Okay, and then he lists 365 sample headlines. And my suggestion is before you say this is the title for my webinar, how come you're not signing up, or anything else, this is the subject line of my next email, that you go through and take at least 25 of these. At least. All right, at least 10. I mean, if I say 25, it's maybe going to take 10. But, you know, real great marketers are going to take 30, 50. Then you have your pet ones that you've used over and over. You know they work. And you're going to, and Matt's put these into template form. So let's just go to number, I don't know. Let's pick a number. Anyone want to pick a number? In the interest of time, I'll pick a number. How about 139? Just randomly pick 139. Let's see what it says. 139. Oh, that is a breakthrough in how to benefit. What do you know? I just randomly selected. Okay. Well, that's called sarcasm. Otherwise, you can call it BS. And I am known as Straight Talk Steve, and there's no BS. So we'll call that sarcasm there. But that's the one I use, number 139, a breakthrough in how to get benefit. How to blank, how to get the benefit, which is how to get your ideal prospect's attention. So hopefully my clients watching this one and everybody else is watching this one, go out and get this swipe file. I mean, it is, how many pages? Guess I should have looked that one up. 518 pages of words, phrases, and headlines to help you promote your products, services, and ideas. 518 pages, and each page is no joke. I mean, some of them, look at that, multiple columns. So here we got 2 columns on this page of stuff for pages and pages and pages. So if you're having an issue with, oh, people aren't responding well to my whatever, then don't come crying to me if you don't also say, hey, Steve, I got this book, and I picked these 25 out, and I'm having trouble with number 17, or can you help me with that one, or which one do you think is best? But until you've put in, I don't know, if you put in an hour into writing the email, 5 more hours into coming up with the subject line. This is a nice shortcut that'll help. If you don't want to get this one, do it yourself, get it from somewhere else. But come on now, let's make sure that the headline, the most important thing about anything, nobody would watch this video unless I had an effective headline that gets people to stop in their busy day up for Jeff. So Jeff, you picked number 4. How renegade of you to actually pick one that I didn't have pre-planned out to talk about. So let's just check out number 4 and watch. Thank you for doing that, because here's what we'll do to close out the video. Flying without a net, right on the spot here, we'll go to number 4. Blank number of steps or tips to benefit. So there's really one word, other than the template is 2. So before it, you put the number of steps or tips, and after you put the benefit. So I would say, the number 1 tip to getting your prospect's attention, or the 3 steps to getting your prospect's attention every time, or the 7 tips, or the number 1 greatest tip, or the 2 tips, or the 3 tips, or the 5 tips, or whatever it is. That's number 4. That's for you, Jeff. So there you go. And now I'm terrible with these angles in the video. And okay, here it is, number 4. Number of steps or tips to benefit. And by the way, my thanks again to Matt for, showing this in the video and giving it away. And I guess I just, now you don't have to go get the book because I just showed it to you on the video. Just kidding. If I just showed you that on the video and you don't go get the book, there's something going on. But I'm not here to sell the book. I'm here to help you out and let you know that the most important thing, no one's going to read your email. No one's going to watch your video. No one's going to read down your website. No one's going to read your postcard, your text message, or anything at all unless there's a compelling grabber to grab their attention and make them want more, and that's called the headline. So stop with the name and logos at the top of your ad or the boring, useless, meaningless headlines on emails like, hey, message from Steve, or hello, or any of that stuff, or here's my daily video. I could have said that. Here's my daily video. Jeff, would you have clicked on it? Owen, would you have clicked on it? Faith, anybody else? Like, here's my daily video? Like, yes, some people would. But I'm going to assure you that you'll get a better response with an effective headline, and there's the shortcut to it. Make your own. This is no substitute, by the way, for keeping your own also, because the second this was, I bet you could ask Matt, he would tell you, the second that this was published, he already had a few more that he would have put in there, because Matt is constantly adding to his own swipe files, and in fact, he's probably going to come out with Marketing Sidekick Part 2. So you never want to be stop adding to your swipe files, because it's just a shortcut to looking over stuff that works, templatizing it, pulling out the parts of it, putting them in brackets or blank lines and saying, I see what this is. This is the blank to getting blank, or this is how to blank in blank amount of time. And let me fill that in, and let's do at least 25 of those, 50, 100 if you really want to get great results. Then let's post it somewhere to my group of peers, my board of directors, my mentor, somebody. Let me share and say, here's 8 or 10 or 15 or 20 of these. Which do you like best? And then let's test 2 or 3 of them and actually put up 2 or 3 different registration pages for the webinar itself. And then you'll be able to see which worked most effectively. And the next time, maybe that's the one you'll start out with. But I have a feeling that's a cure for a lot of frustration. So I hope that helps. Thanks to Jeff. Thanks to Faith, thanks to Owen, anybody else who joined me here on the video, and all those things that were flying across the page. I love it. Thank you very much. Anyone else watching on the replay, and I will be back tomorrow with another breakthrough daily live video. Thanks for joining me, and bye-bye.